Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chase here at Rocky Mountain. Thank you so much for checking in. So today I have this 2016 KTM 50 SX. And this was actually just picked up by an employee right here at Rocky Mountain. He bought this for his 7-year-old daughter, Maisie. And today's video, we just want to go through and give a little bit of information about this bike and really talk about what rider this bike might be for, what size rider fits this bike really well. And also, if you do pick one of these up used like our employee did, just kind of help you know what parts and what things you want to be inspecting and looking at and refreshing to get yours ready to rip. Now, what's awesome about the KTM 50 is just looking at it. KTM does an awesome job with these. It's an awesome performing motorcycle, but what I love is that it has the same body styling as the modern 450 and 250. So you get a little rider on a mini bike, but they feel like they're riding the same motorcycle as the adults, which is pretty awesome. You've got the inverted forks on here. The motor on these 50s is phenomenal, very durable, and they're just an awesome looking motorcycle. What's nice too is that this is a bike that most riders are gonna go from PW 50 and they're gonna hop onto a 50 like this. What's nice too is that there is no clutch on this 50 SX, so it's still a very easy motorcycle for a rider to learn on. So if your rider is already past that age and that size and maybe hopping on a PW50, they're gonna go right to a 50 SX like this. Well, there's no clutch, so they can really just focus on keeping their balance and learning really just how to properly ride a motorcycle. So another cool thing about the 50 SX that you can actually tune the clutch. So inside here, you can actually adjust the tension on a spring. And what it really does is just kind of adjust where the clutch engages. So if you want the bike to lug a little bit more and not be so aggressive when you get in those higher RPMs where you really kind of hit that power band, you can adjust the clutch to fine tune it to make it more rideable depending on the rider that you have, which is exactly what Kevin has done for his daughter. And she plans to go out and race this motorcycle, which I think is just phenomenal. So awesome motorcycle. Now, like I said, the employee here, his daughter is 7 years old and she's 4 feet tall. And when she gets on this 50, she is barely getting her tippy toes to the ground on both sides. She does kind of have to lean to one side and just do the one-footed method to stand up. But what's nice about that though is that she's gonna have plenty of years where she's gonna be able to grow into this motorcycle. But one thing that's kind of interesting that our employee did is that when he bought this, he actually went through and he took the shock out and he actually put some spacers inside the shock body that limit the amount of travel. And what that did was actually lower the rear end by about 1 inch to get this to sit a little bit lower for his daughter. So that is a little tip that can help you out if you do want to lower the seat height just a little bit for your rider. So when he bought this, what he did is he just went through and he just kind of refreshed everything. So if you buy one of these, first thing you want to do is just make sure the motor's in good shape. So he went through, he did a new top end on this bike. He also checked the clearance on the crank to make sure that was within spec. He went through the entire carburetor, cleaned all that out. Now, you want to make sure that your bike is jetted properly. So these, when you buy them, they are jetted for sea level, but here in Utah, we're obviously at much higher elevation. So Kevin, he went through and he rejetted the bike to have it run a little bit better up here at the higher elevation. So he went through, rejetted that, cleaned out the carb, he inspected the reeds, those were in good shape. You know, he went through and repacked the silencer with the Lex silencer packing. These bikes, you'd be pretty surprised at how loud they can be when that packing starts to break down. So definitely something that you want to be, inspecting and replacing, as often as you should be. So he did that. And then also his daughter's planning to race this motorcycle. So he actually has this Fastway Pro Moto billet silencer on the end that is spark arrested. So if you're racing off-road, that is one accessory that you're going to want to have on there. But aside from that, he went through, he inspected the bearings. Again, he went through the suspension, made sure everything was in good working condition. The wheels, everything is trued. But like I said, we are your headquarters for aftermarket parts and accessories. So we got a lot of cool parts for these. He put some fresh ODI grips on here. We've got the Tusk T45 tires front and rear. That is one thing that is very important. If you have a youth rider who is maybe just learning, make sure they have good tires. That's just gonna give them extra grip, give them confidence. The last thing you want is your rider falling over because they're riding on bald tires. So a new set of tires can really go a long ways. And then also chain and sprocket, make sure those are in good condition. So we've got the Tusk sprockets on here. And then also, last but not least, you can see awesome graphics kit. So this is the holographic kit with that cool colorway that we know kids absolutely love. And you've also got some frame grip tape on here as well. So again, with the KTM 50 SX, it's a phenomenal motorcycle, graduating from that PW50, this would be a really good next bike. Or again, if you have a rider who's around that 7, 8, 9-year-old age range, or around that height of Maisie, again, 4 feet tall, that is a really good size for this motorcycle. And if you have questions, comments about anything, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. We'll help get those answered. And to grab all the parts and accessories that we have for the KTM 50SX, just click on the link or just head to RockyMountainATVMC.com. We ship for free over 75 bucks. And we have a lot of other great videos on other small bikes like the KTM 50. So if you want to see all the other different bikes that are out there for youth riders to figure out, what bike might be best for you and the rider that you're planning to get into riding, be sure to check those out. But as always, if you want to stay up to date, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am Chase, and we'll see you on the trails.